Debbieanne, thanks very much for coming in to see us. Thanks for agreeing to do this with us. Obviously, Jamie Sanctuary is one of the 4 mental health charities that we're helping for the charity ball at the end of August. And it's a charity we're obviously looking to support you as much as we can moving forward as well. So the purpose of today's video is just, I don't know if there's anybody in West Lothian that hasn't heard of Jamie Sanctuary because that's doing really well and it's absolutely everywhere. But for anybody that doesn't know, just to get to know the charity a wee bit better, obviously what the funding and stuff will go to as well. So we'll just kick it off with why have you set up Jamie's Sanctuary, for, as I say, for anybody that doesn't know.
Aye, perfect. Well, thanks for asking me along as well. I've done a few podcasts and stuff like that, and I don't know, I just feel nervous about this one. I don't know why, but and again, thank you for being our sponsor as well. Do you know what I mean? It means a lot to us. But so it was just a fleeting thought, to be honest with you, to start with. You know, for people that don't know, I lost my son, as you know, to suicide just in December. So it's still a bit raw, obviously, you know, it's only just been over 5 months. But so, you know, once kind of things had settled down a wee bit for me, and I just felt like it was something that I had to do, you know, because Jamie's always battled with his mental health. At a young age, Jamie battled with mental health problems, and, you know, he was misbehaving at school and just doing crazy stuff. You know, I would always try and get help, you know, but he was never labelled with, you know, ADHD or autism or things like that. So it was just he was just deemed a bad boy, do you know? And he did consume my life, you know, he did. He was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun too. Do you know what I mean? He was a lovable role, people would call him, because it didn't matter how much trouble he got in, he just had that wee face that you just adored. Do you know what I mean? You just had to let him away with it. But you know, he did really battle, especially turning into a teenager, and finding drugs and alcohol. It just fueled his mental health, you know. The last kind of 2 weeks before Jamie took his life, he was really struggling, you know, and he came in and he asked me for help. And unfortunately, you know, I think maybe the time of year it was and stuff like that, and, you know, being young, kids just think it's just a way of life. It's just normal to do what they're doing, and I don't think COVID really kind of helped that either for the young ones. But you know, I started looking through stuff belonging to Jamie, like school reports and stuff like that, and I'm in a fellowship myself, you know, through addiction and stuff. So when I went through Jamie's school reports, I started to see keywords in relation to addiction, you know, and it is a mental health illness. People think addiction's just about taking drugs and drinking, but it's no. You know, it centres in our mind. And when I looked back through these reports, like I say, and I seen all these wee keywords, you know, like lack of concentration, he couldn't deal with his thoughts, his feelings, his emotions, all these kind of stuff. You know, I started to realise that had I known what I know now back then, maybe I could have, you know, approached the teachers and stuff in a different way. And that's when I kind of thought, you know, I'm going to try and help other people to understand, you know, what the kids are going through, so that, you know, life doesn't need to end there at 20-year-old, or, you know, some kids are doing it younger, and at any age, there's a different way. There just is a different way, and I wanted to kind of try and just establish that and help as many people as I can to understand. I think a lot of the time it's about you understanding yourself, understanding your kids and what they're going through, because a lot of the time, like I say, there's just deemed as bad kids, and that's not always the case. And if a parent can have a better understanding of that child, and more knowledge, do you know, then maybe they can step in and approach it in a different manner. Because when you're taking these kids to places like doctors and stuff like that, you're on a waiting list. You know, even when Jamie went to CAMS, I was like 9 months before he got seen. And Jamie had been to the doctors even just not long before he passed, you know, saying about his mental health, but nothing gets done about it. It's too late. So that's kind of like the background of why I want to start Jamie's Sanctuary. Just want to help, you know, it's prevention and suicide, mental health and addiction. And I would like to do, you know, some advocacy work and maybe go into high schools and speak to teachers and stuff. You know, I done a TikTok video and a teacher approached me and, you know, she said if she had known these kind of things, then she would be able to help her pupils.
Aye.
Do you know, so it's just opening people's eyes to what's really going on in the world. Because on the surface, it's not what it is underneath. Like Jamie, you know, Jamie was the life and soul of the party. But underneath, that's not the case. That's not what was going on with Jamie. And that's, for me, is a lot of what happens in the world.
Aye. Well, obviously that's the whole purpose that I'm doing this, that we're doing this, I should say. Setting up this charity ball. We're an estate agent. We're an estate agency business. We specialise in selling properties and getting people moved, and that's always what we'll do. But we're also people as well. It wouldn't be fair of me to get you guys in and no be honest as well. I am in recovery. That's how obviously I know you, how I've got to know you. Sadly, I've got to know you at the worst part of your life, because we came into the group together just as obviously it was happening, and I only got the pleasure of meeting Jamie once. But aye, as I say, that's the whole purpose of this. We've got 5,000 followers on Facebook. It's starting to blow up a bit on Facebook, and I looked, the vast majority of them are on West Lothian. So if we can get a message out there that that the whole, we're calling it a mental health crisis, because it is a crisis. There's, you know, the amount of people that we've heard of, especially young people that have took their own lives just in the last couple of years alone, is frightening, absolutely frightening. And if we've got a platform that we can do things like this, do the charity ball, obviously raise as much money as we possibly can for these, then that is why we're doing this. But I think the work that you're doing, I've told you that before, you're an absolute inspiration to everybody that's obviously in the group with us, and everybody that's watching your stuff on social media. And I'm sure Jamie will be so proud of you as well, Debbieanne. So for anybody that's thinking obviously helping us with the fundraiser for the charity ball and stuff, what would the funding go to? What's the kind of plans in place for Jamie's Sanctuary?
Yep. So our first project, obviously we're still in early stages. We've sent away the application, so we don't have the registration number through yet. So everything we do is just kind of voluntary work until that has been established. Right. So, you know, we can't apply for funding or anything like that. So everything that I do, you know, even the hoodies and stuff like that, everything's going into the bank for our first project, which will be a mobile mental health bus.
Right.
So I'm looking to get a big bus, you know, with Jamie's Sanctuary on it, and we're going to be kind of checking, you know, statistics and seeing where the most deprived areas are.
Right.
And we'll take this bus, you know, over the weekend, right through the weekend and right through the night as well.
Right.
It'll be
cool.
through the night, like a night shift, because crisis point, you know, for people that are affected, you know, with suicidal ideation, is like probably for about 12 to maybe 6 in the morning, and a lot of places are shut then, you know, phone lines and stuff like that. So, you know, if we've got this mobile mental health bus, you know, we can take it about, and if, you know, like Jamie went missing on the 27th and he was just kind of probably wandering about by himself, you know, and maybe somebody else would be feeling that way and they're wandering about by themselves and they're, you know, got a substance in them or they've been drinking, and if they see this bus, you know, it's a safe place, a sanctuary for them to come in and, you know, get a wee cup of tea, get a coffee, some water, you know, speak to somebody, just take them off the street, and hopefully we can move them out of that suicidal ideation, do you know what I mean, into a better place and just feeling safe, you know. That's the plan. That's the first project that we want to do. We'll have people in there that are, you know, trauma informed. They'll be trained in first aid. You know, we're not just kind of. I know what it's going to take, and it's not going to be easy, and I know that. And like I say, it started just kind of with a fleeting thought, and sometimes I'm like, what have you done? But I know I'm here for a reason. You know, I genuinely feel that I've got a purpose. You know, I couldn't save Jamie. But hopefully, through losing Jamie and what I'm doing, I can save somebody else, you know. And if it's just one person, it's just one person, you know. Like, I didn't want another mother or a father or a brother to be sitting feeling how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, you're all right.
You know, there's a different way. And somebody said, you know, like, maybe it's a bit early to start a charity because you're still grieving, but I'll grieve for the rest of my life, Chris.
Aye.
You know, I will. And I don't want to kind of be sitting stagnant for a while, and when I could be helping somebody else. And, you know, within the fellowship, like, step 12 is helping others. And helping other people helps me. You know, it takes me out of self. And I wanted just to kind of say, you know, like, what you're doing as well. Like I said, on the surface, everybody's lives, you know, it's good, but underneath it's a different story. And I love what you do, you know, and I love how, you know, your business is selling properties, but you're honest to share your life as well with people and say, you know, I'm just a human being, and we can all be there for each other no matter what your business is or who you are. We can all be there to support each other, you know, and that's part of the charity, like strength in numbers. I say that doesn't matter what you're going through in life. If you've got a good support network, you'll always be lifted, and that I want to carry that through, you know, as I promise with Jamie's Sanctuary. And when people come to the mobile mental health bus, it's not just about getting a cup of coffee and a chat. Like, I want to support these people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and if I can't help them, I'm sure I'm 100% guarantee I can find somebody who will help them and support them, you know, through their troubles.
Oh, absolutely amazing, and it's just letting people know that there's a solution out there. It doesn't matter what you're, do you know what I mean, what you're struggling with, and as I've touched on before, that is the underlying purpose of all this, is to normalise all these chats, all the stuff that people don't want to speak about. Do you know what I mean? All the kind of horrible kind of stigmas and stuff like that. It's like, me and my mates, you're always having a laugh, even if one of you has got a lot going on. You're never going to sit and open up to them, which is rubbish. Do you know what I mean? We need to start changing all of that, and putting this persona on. As I as I said in one of the other videos, it's like sitting here with a suit on and employees in a business and blah blah blah. It's all crap at the end of the day. I've got my own troubles just the same as everybody else does. It doesn't matter whether you come from poverty, whether you're doing really well. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody struggles with mental health problems, and that's the message that we're wanting to get out there as well. But as I said, that like nobody would blame you if you were just kind of sitting and self-pity the now and do you know what I mean, and no doing anything about it. Absolutely nobody would have anything to say about that. The fact that you're going out there and doing that so early on, and it's an absolute inspiration, Debbieanne, it really is. There's a few events and stuff coming up. You've got obviously like the jumpers that you are selling, the football matches. That's just obviously the 2nd of June, isn't it? Aye, yeah. So where's the football match down at Blackburn
United.
Aye, brilliant.
And they're going to do that annually, so
amazing.
That'll be every year that they're going to do that. They've got a wee trophy and stuff like that to bring every year, which will be nice.
Brilliant. I've been asked to play as well, so
Brilliant.
I need to get the bits looked
Better get your boots cleaned, Chris.
And then the jumpers. So what was the idea with the jumpers?
It was just really to raise awareness. I've seen like a few kind of mental health like items of clothing and stuff like that, and I thought, you know, I never ever want Jamie's name to die, you know, and I just want him to be remembered, to raise awareness for people. And I thought, what better way than to, you know, put his logo on there. And again, it was just a thought. Do you know, I mucked about. I ordered a machine, a vinyl machine, and kind of mucked about myself for a wee bit. And then I just thought, do you know what, I'm just going to do it. And I put a post up on Facebook and kind of blew up, and everybody, you know, wanted one. And it's great. You know, we don't make a lot of the jumpers, but it's still in the bucket for, you know, our first project. And like I say, it's non-profit. You know, I don't take any money for myself. I take you know, the money for the jumpers and the vinyl, and everything else goes right back in, because I'm just, you know, I think with the mobile mental health bus, it's going to be quicker. Right. I can reach people quicker, because I know setting up charity is going to be a long process. So Aye, the jumpers again. It's just to raise awareness. You know, while we're doing all this stuff and we're setting up the charity, I want to still be in the background. Do you know what I mean? Like speaking about, I'll never stop talking about Jamie. You know, he was only 20, but by God, he left me plenty of memories. You know, he was some boy, but I just want to keep talking about him. You know, and talking again is so good for people with their mental health, is
Yep.
because you know a lot of the time we isolate in our own thoughts and that breeds, and that's when that's when we really struggle. That's when we're in danger because we're stuck in our own minds. You know, and then that's when we wanted to drink or use, or you know, in some dark cases, people take their lives because of it.
Aye, 100%. Where can people buy the jumpers then?
We've got a link directly to the for a form on the Instagram and Facebook. There's a form on the social media sites, or they can just message me themselves if they can't find it. Because some people, you know, like my mum, she doesn't really do the internet, so they can just like directly contact me and I can sort it out myself, no problem.
Brilliant. So that's what's going to happen, obviously, short to mid-term, and then where do you see it going? Like, have you got any kind of longer-term plans and ambitions?
I've got so many like ideas and like where I want to take it and stuff like that. Ideally, you know, further down the line, I would love to have a hub, where people can come. You know, you've got places like Andy's Man's Club, you know, who they've got places kind of everywhere where, you know, men can go in different areas, and that's kind of the plan as well. You know, for Jamie's Sanctuary, where again they can just come and it be a sanctuary. You know, I want to be like cozy and have like I'll be like cold water tanks and like meditation areas and just a sanctuary, just cozy, a safe place. You know, like Jamie had his own house and that was his sanctuary. You know, that's where the name kind of came from. He loved being in his house. He absolutely loved it, and it was his wee safe place. And I feel like that in my house as well. You know, and I want to create that for other people. So I would absolutely love a hub, and just spread it, you know, eventually. But and have more than one bus as well. Do you know what I mean? And have them kind of going, because we can't be everywhere at the one time. You know, I mean, I you know, I'm not a superhero. I can't save everybody. You know, I always remember my ex-husband used to say that to me, Debbieanne, you can't save the world. You know, and I know I can't. I know that, but like I say, if I can save one person off the back of this, then I'm doing something in life.
Aye, no, good on you. I didn't want to say this to you because you remind me a lot of my mum, but I didn't mean that in a bad way.
Not
I mean,
at all.
like obviously we've went through what you went through 9 years ago now,
Yep.
And just the way that you're going about things reminds me so much of my mum. That obviously you're paying for your kids and everything like that, but she's been the same since then. Like my mum just wants to try and save everybody, if you could. But as you say, it's a wee bit of cliche if you can save one person, but if you can save one person, it's one person's family that doesn't need to go through all the grief that other families have been through. But I honestly, I wish you the very best with it. Please, if anybody's not been on to like and follow Jamie Sanctuary's Facebook, Instagram page, go on and order the jumpers as well. Go down to the football games and help the charity out as much as you can. And as I say, we'll continue to support you. Anything that you need for us, just let us know. And then obviously we've got the charity ball at the end of August. Hopefully we can raise a wee fortune for the charities as well. But thanks very much for coming in today.
Thanks again for asking me, honestly, and I love what you do here. I always say that I just love how you're just an open, honest person, do you know, especially running a business like this. It makes people feel more at ease to come and approach somebody who's just a normal human being like them. And I love what you do, so thank you, and thank you for being part of Jamie's Sanctuary as well.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.